Hi beautiful, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing this look for you. So it's been a while since I've done some makeup, so I enjoyed sitting down and just putting some good old makeup on. Nothing new, just stuff that I already have. So if you are new to my channel, then consider subscribing if you enjoy anything beauty related. I do a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Just have a little look if you fancy. If you are already subscribed, then thank you so much for being here as always, and let's just get on into the video. Right, okay guys, I am finally doing a makeup tutorial, or just playing about with makeup. My eyes seem to be getting a lot better. I'm going to be doing a little makeup look today. Obviously I can't put on eyelashes or anything like that because my eyes don't agree with it, but I can still put eyeshadow on and all the rest of it. So I thought that we would just sit down and play with some makeup because I haven't done that in so long, and I just wanted to create a look. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to do, but I'm just so inspired to sit down and actually create something. So yeah, let's just get on into the video. This is going to be so weird. I feel like I haven't done this in so long. So the first thing that I'm going to be starting off with is a moisturising cream, but this is really good for a primer. So I've been using the Revolution Pro Hydra Boost. This is just a lightweight hydrating gel cream. So it is water based, I believe, and I don't seem to get a lot of moisture from it. No, hydration. I don't seem to get a lot of like hydration to my skin from this as such, but it just dries down so nicely across the skin. It just gives you that nice like priming feel to it. Like, it almost feels like there's just like a layer of film over your skin, which kind of allows all of your other products to sit better on your skin, or to kind of give the appearance of more smoother skin. So yeah, this product was like £8, and I think I got it from Beauty Bay, and I've just been really enjoying it as a primer. And I'm not a primer fan as such, but I just feel like it really has been making my makeup look a lot better on my skin. And then I'm trying to think if I wanted to do my eyeshadow first or just do like my base. I think I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow first. I really don't know what to pick because I have got quite a lot of palettes that I obviously haven't used in so long, just because I haven't needed to. I think I'm going to be using, I'm going to take the, I always say this really weird, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. Because I obviously spent quite a lot of money on this palette and then haven't really used it as much. So I thought we would use that today. You've got so many nice shades in here. And we'll just sort of play about, I reckon. Maybe we could do like a nice bronzy look. So what I will do is I'm probably going to go in with this shade right here. This is just called Estate, and it's this like a very light nude colour. I'm just going to be taking that. I haven't used any concealer on this. I'm just going straight in. But I feel like these eyeshadows from Anastasia are literally the nicest things to blend. Like, there's a lot of fallout, but they blend really nicely. And I kind of feel like this is probably the best thing to do, is to go in with your eyeshadow first if you're going to be using these types of palettes, just because you do get a lot of fallout, so it's easy to like wipe it away. But I'm literally just using this as a transition, so I'm just going to go in circular motions, like just into the crease, just to kind of create a little bit of colour, create that transition. Right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the shade Palm, just this one right here, and I'm just going to start buffing that into the like outer corner of my eye, and try and be like really careful with this. And then I'm just going to go back in with the same brush that I used for the first shade, and we're just starting to like create the definition in our eye. So I'm just going to kind of keep buffing that lightest shade in with the brown, just to really soften it up even more. Okay, so now we've got that down, I think I'm just going to take the white shade in the palette, and instead of cutting my crease, I'm just going to sort of stamp this down just to kind of brighten it up a little bit, because this white in here is really, really good for that. Especially if you're not that good with cut creases. Like sometimes they can be really annoying and like you will just keep making it bigger and bigger. Sometimes this is just like a really easy way to do it, because you can't go wrong as such. Like you just kind of stamp it where you see your lid, and then if you go over the line, you just kind of buff it in with the last shade that you used to create the depth in the crease. So it's a little bit of an easier way to do a cut crease. It's not going to be as you know, like over the top and defined, but it is definitely an easier way to do it. Sometimes as well with white, so I'm just going to take it on my finger, it will become a lot more opaque. So I'm just going to take that brown again, but I'm going to mix it with the first shade that we used, and I'm just going to sweep over into the white just to sort of soften it up a little bit, give it a bit of you know, more of a gradual kind of ombre look. Now I've done that, what I want to do is, obviously I'm not using eyeliner and stuff at the moment, but I have kind of been doing more like eyeshadow and like pomades and stuff on my lid instead. So I'm just trying to find my brush. Yeah, there we go. So what I'm actually going to do is, if you are like me and you do have very, very sensitive eyes, then get some sort of spray, preferably something like this that you know is going to be like okay for your eyes. This is the Mario Badescu facial spray, and just like wet your brush a little bit, so that when you go into the eyeshadow, it kind of gives it more of a creamier kind of formula, so it's a little bit easy to apply on the eyes. And I honestly feel like pomades and stuff are also very good to apply on the eyes. If you have very sensitive eyes like I do, using a liquid eyeliner really makes them sting. I mean, it's always made my eyes sting, to be honest, until it dries, but now that I have actually got like more problems with my eyelids and eyelashes and stuff like that, I find that this is like so much safer to use on your eyes. So I'm just gonna start by like literally stamping, and you don't have to be really neat with this, just stamp it as close to the lash line as possible, and we are literally just creating the liner. So it's a lot more of a softer look, you know, it's a lot better on your eyes. And I honestly feel like sometimes it's easier because you can use the brush, which gives you way more to work with. So I'm just going to try and go as close to the inner corner, but staying very, very close to the lashes. Definitely just gives you like a softer look to your eye, and I really do think it looks really, really pretty. So at the moment as well, if you have got sensitive eyes like I do, the Bourjois clubbing mascara, which I have spoken about this before, I used to use this all the time when I was at school, and it was honestly the best mascara. I think they have changed the formula. It doesn't seem to be as like wet as it used to be, and the reason why I liked it was because it was quite wet, but it still dried down, so it gave you really long lashes, but then set them into place. It's slightly different, but this is really good for sensitive eyes. This is the only mascara recently that has actually been okay. So yeah, it's definitely something to pick up if you do have really, really sensitive eyes. That is the kind of like first eye. I'm going to obviously do underneath, but I need to do my face makeup. So I'm going to go off camera, do the other eye, and then we can carry on with the face and then do the lower lash line. So see you in a bit. Right, okay, so now that we have done both eyes, I think they're kind of similar. I feel like this one looks a little bit more squinty than this one, but that usually happens. So the next thing that I'm going to be doing is my foundation. So I did I review this? No. So I did a haul and then a first impressions, and this is quite expensive. This was like £35 possibly. But what I will say about it is that it has really good coverage. You need the tiniest amount, which is where I was going wrong. I was applying it like I would with most foundations and it would look really dry and cakey. If you have got dry skin, this is good for dry skin, but you just need to use a very small amount. And the best way I kind of found this to be applied was with my fingers and literally like dabbing it into the skin. It can take a while, but say if you want to, I don't know, you know, go out at the weekend or something like that, you want a really good coverage foundation that's gonna kind of stay put. And I don't tend to set this either. I don't really set any foundations because my skin is so dry. This is really good for that, so just be careful. I find a lot of really full coverage products, you don't need to use a lot of them. If you do, they tend to go really cakey. So that's the same with the concealer that I was using, the L'Oreal Infallible one. It's the exact same. You don't need to use loads of it. You just don't. Because it then starts to kind of like dry. When it dries, it's really thick and it tends to cake up. So yeah, those types of products are good, but you need to experiment with them to find the best way for them to work. So I'm going to use the Cover FX foundation, and this one is in the shade N10, so much more of a yellow tone foundation. I've got like a weird kind of skin tone. I have like more of a pinky complexion on my face, but then I don't on my body, so I tend to go for more of a yellowy foundation just because I find that it matches the rest of my body better. But obviously, like I said, I tend to go in with my fingers to apply this, which I will do most days if I apply it, but I'm just using a beauty blender just to push it into the skin, and using really small amounts as well. So I'm then just going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. Now this is the one that I was talking about, that when I first got it, I thought it was awful, but what I tend to do is I put 2 little dots like this, not directly under my eye either, and I go in with my finger and just start to pat that in, because it's such a thick, high coverage concealer that it kind of goes a long way. So if you just start patting it below your eyes first and then bring the remaining product up, it doesn't crease or go as cakey, you know, as it would do if you started right under your eyes. Now we've done that, I think I'm gonna do a bit of contouring. This is the Tina Young Run Wild palette. It's really nice. You get obviously your eyeshadows there, and then you've got some highlighters, blush and bronzers. I think I'm going to use all of them. So I'm going to go in with the shade Cocoa. This one, there's obviously a lot of kickback on that, but I'm going to use the contouring shade. I think that's the only contour in here, and just push that in first, because obviously where we've put foundation, we don't want to like straight away start swirling, because you will get like patchier areas. So I'm just now starting to bring it up. I'm just going to take a bit of that bronzer on the brush and run that down my nose. Okay, and then I'm going to take this one here. This is called Flaunt It, and it's got like reflex of gold in it almost. I think it's a bit more of a shimmery shade, so I'm just going to pop that on my cheekbones, not my cheekbones, my apples of my cheeks. And then I'm going to use the highlight here, which is called Starlet. So this is the lighter one. This is more of a champagne, and then the other one is more of a bronzy gold. I guess you could use that as a bronzer, but this palette's really good because it's literally like £22 and you get like everything you need in it. Like I think I said when I was testing it, like it's perfect for like going away, because everything is in one place. Kind of feel like that's really, really handy. What I'm going to do actually is have my trusty highlighter here, which is the Pixie Glowy Powder in London Luster, which I talk about all the time because this is a brilliant highlighter, and I picked this up in TK Maxx for like £5, but it's one of the best highlighters I've ever used because it's very much a sheen as opposed to like full-on in your face glowy glittery type highlighter. It's perfect for every day, but yeah, I just like it. It just gives me like a really nice sheen to the skin. And I'm gonna put a little bit of that highlighter on my brow bone, and I might put a little bit in my inner corner as well. I don't think I said either, I did my eyebrows today, but I did them like literally at the beginning of the day, and I kind of liked how natural they were, so I've just left them. I'm kind of enjoying that more lighter eyebrow and a lot more thinner again. I don't know why, I feel like it makes the face and all the features stand out more. So yeah, that's what we're going for today. So we're going to finish the eye look off, and I'm going to go in, I think I'm going to go in with the blue for the lower lash line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something underneath it. I'm going to take the Summer in Saint Tropez palette from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to take the blue in that. Just take that under the eye, just so we've got something for the shimmers to stick to. Otherwise it would just look a bit like lackluster. So, but I love this kind of look. Like I always see Manny MUA rock this kind of look, like very neutral on the lid and then a pop of colour on the bottom, and I really like it. And then just going to take the first brush we use, because it doesn't have that much product on it, just start to buff that shade out a little bit. And just taking the same brush that we used for the blue and back in with the Riviera palette, and going in with that shimmery blue for under the eyes. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with the LA Girl Shockwave eyeliner in Fresh, possibly. So this is literally just like a turquoisey blue. And then I'm just going to use the mascara again, just to make those eyes a bit bigger. Right, eyes are done. I'm then just going to take the Primark liquid lipstick. This is just the 4 nude set. I believe it's still in there. And these are just like the perfect nudes. I've got loads of them like just sitting around everywhere because they're just so good and I use them all the time. And the formula is nothing like you would think Primark formula to be. These are so nice. They're not drying at all. And that, my friends, is the finished look. So I really hope that you enjoyed this. It's been such a long time since I've been able to put makeup on and just kind of sit and play with makeup again. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. And if you are new to my channel, then consider subscribing if you enjoy anything beauty related and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. I do so many different things, so if there's something that you would enjoy, then have a little look. And if you are already subscribed, then thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one.